Hi, this is Jasanti, and you are watching HGPC Hudson Guild Podcast. What advice or statement or quote would you give your fans/supporters that want to make something out of themselves and that looks up to you?
I have a few, but I'll give you one that's really special to me. Every morning you have two choices: continue to sleep with your dreams or wake up and make them happen.
Okay, so what does that mean to you, personally?
Exactly what it says. So the way that I think about things, especially during this time where we've lost so many people due to COVID, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the opportunity where you've been so blessed and so fortunate to wake up this morning, right? So it's like you can be in two different shoes right now. You could literally be in the hospital attached to a machine right now, or what you are right now, where the fact is that you get to wake up, you're alive, the sun is out. I'm sure it's hot in New York because it's the summertime right now, but it's like you have the opportunity. You have the opportunity to do whatever you want, whether it is reaching out to somebody like me and hopping on the Zoom call, or hanging out with your friends. But you have the choice. It's up to you to really determine what your future is.
Okay. Thank you for answering my questions and for being on the Zoom call today. We really appreciate it.
Thank
you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
You're going to get there. You're going to get much higher. Keep
going. We going. I appreciate it.
Period. Yep. Hi, this is Jasanti, and you are watching HGPC Hudson Guild Podcast.
Hi, this is Brittany, and you're watching HGPC Hudson Guild Podcast. As you were writing this poem about Bree, did you find it hard to write because her story was really sad?
Yes. And actually, while I'm currently working on this book of poetry and having to research, people like Sean Bell and Sandra Bland, and having to research all these stories and see all their stories, it's very sad, and it's very heartbreaking to realize these are real people and they're no longer here, and they had dreams and hopes just like the rest of us. So yeah, it was very sad for me. I cried hearing about her story. This young girl, she didn't have, she had her whole life ahead of her. She didn't have any idea that was going to happen that night. So absolutely, totally, I feel the emotions. Absolutely.
And when someone reads your poem, or this poem especially, what do you hope that they gain from reading your stuff, your pieces of work?
I hope that people will also write poetry and also get out their feelings. And I just want people to really take away from the poem that this is the real person. It might be my spin on it, but this really happened to someone. So I don't want them to lose the message in that. So justice for Breonna Taylor is absolutely what I want people to focus on when they read it, to realize that the people that did this are still free. But I want for people to just also get out their emotions with poetry as well. However you feel, with everything going on in the world, poetry is a great outlet. So I would like for people to be inspired to write more poetry as well.
Hi, this is Brittany, and you're watching HGPC Hudson Guild Podcast.
Hi, this is Nivea, and you are watching HGPC Hudson Guild Podcast.
The first question is about CUNY, because you said you wanted to work with CUNY to help incarcerated people. So how do you think that will influence their future, and how do you plan on working with CUNY exactly?
So we actually are working with CUNY, and we are wanting to, I'm sure you guys have heard of the school to prison pipeline. We're trying to build the reverse and trying to bring education and credited courses. We actually heard that the DOE wasn't going to be in some centers, so we hurried up and forged a couple of partnerships and brought in credited courses. Actually, they just completed them to the juveniles with Kingsborough. So it's happening, and we would like to do that on a bigger scale. bringing CUNY and other places that can offer credits. But the bigger thing that we would really like to work on next to that is getting the DOE to recognize that, because we're talking about juveniles who haven't completed high school, who might have dropped out, who don't have their HSC or their high school equivalency diploma. So when you talk about, credits, you can say, oh, that's great, they have credits, but how do they go get those credits if they don't even complete high school? So we would like the DOE to recognize that. In our literacy course, there's a lot of writing and a lot of things that go on that the students actually do, and the DOE sees it that they're not participating in their passages courses because they're not doing anything, and yet they're writing me like 20 copious amounts of your pieces again and again, and we're trying to get that recognized, looking for showing them that it's really hard to engage them, especially remotely. You gotta work with them and meet them on a level, and by that I mean it's not because they're like a special breed. You're talking about people who are taken away from their families, who are dealing with really crazy cases right now, who are dealing with trauma. You need a special sort of tolerance and to sit with people through that. And I think sorry, I know you got a lot of questions and I get really passionate, so I have to remind myself stop, because I'll start going somewhere. So it's like,
I love the energy.
Keep going. We
I
learned
love
so
it.
much.
Keep it flowing, please.
That passion.
okay, good.
Wait, just calm down. Now, if you don't elaborate on the answers, you don't get a pair of socks.
Uh-oh.
Okay?
You're gonna want those socks, Gigi.
Pair of socks. I didn't know about
Well,
socks.
I have a pair right here. Look.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Nivea, and you are watching HGPC Hudson Guild Podcast.